Hi, welcome back to my little veggie patch. I thought today we could start with something a bit different and doing a spring garden tour, seeing as after the winter everything started blooming nicely and coming up, so let's get to it. I thought a nice place to start is our latest addition to the veggie patch, right in our front garden. There wasn't anything there earlier, so we thought let's go and add a little bit of something. So together they look something like this. We planted two lovely rhododendrons at the front part, and then also two beautiful little willow trees just in front of our door as well. And I think they'll give an absolutely lovely addition to the front. Also, I like to point out this little sticker here, this little patch that's on here. If you'd like to know what this is for, I'll be making a video on that soon, so make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss why. So now moving to the back of the garden, we have our sort of main veggie patch going on. So we've planted quite a lot of onions and garlics this year because I'm quite busy this year with college and everything, so we wanted to keep it relatively low maintenance. At least as much as possible, while still being able to have a nice garden. We still have some mint plants growing from last year, as you can see. Over here we have some more shallots. I grew them the first time last year and I absolutely loved them. So we definitely had to grow some more of these as well. Also, I'm really proud of the chamomile that I grew. I grew them from seed last year and they've done really, really well. So they were actually able to self-seed, and now I have stronger than ever, fully hardened off chamomiles. So here they are. As you can see, they're really quite large, especially for this time of year. If you see how big and well established they are, I don't think it's going to be a long time before we start seeing some flower buds on them too. So I'll keep you updated on when I get my first chamomile harvest. And I have some in a pot that I grew at the time that you're able to, from seed indoors, and they're nowhere near as big as this. So this bed where the chamomile is in is where I sort of keep my little like flower patch, kind of, to really attract all those beneficial bugs and bees and everything like that. I also got some fennel in. I don't really do it for the bulbs, although when the bulbs go swollen you should be able to harvest those and eat them. But mine just started really flowering last year and I really love the fennel seeds. So once they flowered and you let them dry, they give you some lovely seeds that you can make some great tea out of. So I just kept one of these plants that came up from last year as well and transplanted it to over here. Again, it's really quite large to when you start them off from seed this season. Here you can see the part where I cut it off. This is how thick the stem was from last year. It's gotten quite woody now as well, so they're doing really well here. And then also I bought some butterfly peas. Last year I tried growing them from seed and they just didn't work out for some reason. I tried trimming the top of them because I said once you get them to about this height you want to cut them at the top to encourage them to branch, but they just didn't and they just stopped growing altogether. So these ones I'm just gonna let grow like this and we'll see what happens. The first time I grew them on this kind of trellis, and I think one mistake I probably did was plant them too densely. So getting too many, I ended up having one huge bush that sort of was a bit too much. Then further along here, I just sowed some calendula. I quite like the flowers of that, and I think there's just a bit of cilantro growing here. I don't know how that got there, but anyway. Over here we have some lemon balm that's coming up from last year, and that is doing really well as well. I quite like picking the leaves, putting them in a drink, especially fresh. It's really nice. Then here we have some chocolate mint. I think it's called chocolate mint because the underside of these leaves are a really dark colour compared to the tops, so they make a nice tea as well. Now a little bit of a I would call it a failure, but a bit of a putback, is my corn. I never grew corn before, so I thought I'd give it a try this year. Last year I tried, but my seeds did not germinate at all. I think they were spoiled or something. So I bought some seedlings, and for some reason, I'll show you, they look sort of dried out. They don't look particularly happy, as you can see. The leaves are sort of gone like that, and it's quite a few of them. There are some that are looking a little bit better than others, so not all hope is lost. But if anyone has any ideas what might be happening with them, please do let me know in the comments. Since they have been sort of planted here, and I heard corn doesn't really appreciate the root disturbance, so maybe it's a bit of transplant shock, maybe it's inconsistent moisture, or maybe a bit of sun scorch. Although in the UK, especially in the north, I don't know if that's such a common occurrence. So yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you updated, and let's hope we get some corn off these. Then over here in this bed we have a bit of a new project as well. If you want to know what I'm growing underneath here, you know what, in fact, let's just uncover it and see how far we got. Ooh, okay. So this is looking kind of interesting. I think this bulb is quite swollen. I'm sending a video out on this later, what this is, so make sure to subscribe and wait for that to see what it is, how to grow it, and why you should grow it. So this half of the bed is empty because actually this whole bed I planted spinach in, and for some reason, like, pretty much none of them germinated. Again, maybe I planted a little bit too early, maybe I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe the birds got to it earlier than I did, but I think there might just be very few that have just managed to come up. I don't know if that is spinach. It looks a bit like it though. If it does pop up after a bit and get a bit bigger, then good. If not, I'll have to figure something out to plant in there. Then a little bit on something a bit different, something I didn't intentionally buy. It's a bit of a sort of a waste that you get and that you can reuse them. So we got these spring onions here, and when you cut them sort of this much above the root, so you get quite a bit of the white part, and when you plant them back into the soil, they'll just sort of regrow. I can harvest, so once these get a bit bigger, I can just go and cut them down again. I can probably harvest these a good 2 times again and just get some more spring onions without having to fuss around with the seeds or anything like that. So it's a really good way to sort of prevent it going from the bin and just sort of get some more life out of it. Also, if you like this garden path, I'll put a link in the description to the video where we've renewed this and why I choose wood chips every year. So now let's move on to some more herbs. One of my most favourite things to grow in the garden. They taste so good, as does anything that you grow on your own. So let me show you them. So chives, one of my absolute favourite. They grow so easily, so low maintenance. You can get them for very little. You can get them from your supermarket, split them, plant them. Like this one here and this one, that was one plant I bought from the supermarket 2 years ago. I split them in half, put one on each, and they really spread it now as well. I could dig this up, split it, and then plant them again and just expand my chive patch. This is starting to flower as well. I haven't actually let them flower because we just keep cutting them, but they're doing so well. It's amazing, and I don't have any pest issues or disease issues. They just get on doing their thing, and I can just come, grab them, cut them, give them a bit of rinse, and they're ready to go. Also over here we have some parsley. I quite like the curly parsley more than the flat-leafed one. I actually sowed these last year and they overwintered out here completely fine, and they're going to be ready to harvest really soon. So you can just smell that smell once you pick them. It's so nice. Now this straggly, half looking dead kind of thing over here is my calendula from last year that sort of wasn't ready to die yet, I guess, and I really didn't want to cut it off because I can see all these beautiful flowers still coming up, and I'm still harvesting flowers off this and it's really doing great. I did let it overwinter in the greenhouse, so that might be a reason, but it is unheated, and so it definitely survived some very colder weather, which is great. This is sort of an after, and then this is sort of a before. This is new calendula that I sowed in a pot as well, just the same as in the patch back there. And yeah, they're doing really well, so we have some more calendula for this year, and hopefully they'll maybe even self-seed and we get even more to come. I also went to the garden centre the other day and got some lovely flowers here as well. I still need to find a place to plant them, but I always love to have some nice flowers around. So now we can move on to another one of my favourite crops, strawberries. If you want to know why a lot of my plants in pots are on these sort of trays with a bricks kind of thing going on, I'll make a video on it soon, so make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss it. And it's going to really explain why, and it's really a genius idea that my dad came up with, so definitely subscribe for that. Honyoi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Strawberries here, these are 3 years old now. They are probably getting to their limits. I know most of the time you should only keep your strawberries for sort of maybe 2 or 3 years, but these really were just doing so well, so I think this will be the last season for these. Same with these over here. I bought them together. Then over here we have sort of some babies I was able to get off the runners, but I've sort of lost track of which varieties they are, so these are sort of the unknown bunch. Then further down here we have Symphony. They did quite okay, so I didn't notice anything particularly special or particularly bad about them. And then over here we have, what did I plant here? Florence. They didn't do so well the first year. They just, I don't know, they didn't really get the life up that well. But now they're doing really quite well, I think. They're really starting to flower now, which is lovely. And they kind of give sort of this delicate sense with the leaves, which I quite like. Oh, and if you look in here, there's a little ladybird. Aww. Lovely. Pest control at action. Then, to my favourite strawberry variety, Cambridge Favours. It grows so well. I got a bunch of strawberries of this last year. They're really getting to flower now. These are, I think, 2 years old now. I bought them last season, so they're getting to 2 almost. So I had to buy some more this year. I just bought these a few weeks ago, and they're also getting to flower, and they're just doing amazing. So obviously for every different zone and where you are in the world, different varieties will do good. So what I just did, I bought lots of different varieties that I could find, and I sort of tested them all out, which one grows best in my area, and I think Cambridge Favourite has to be the winner so far. Usually the varieties sold at your local garden centre should be suitable for your area too. Also, now that they're starting to flower, I'm going to definitely put some straw down as a nice mulch so they don't dry out as quick and everything. And also, I'm going to start fertilising them now as well. I just use a tomato fertiliser. And yeah, the tomato fertiliser really does the job. And I'll also be covering them with a net so the birds don't get to them. Now, moving along from these to the left, I got my lovely blueberries. The variety should be blue gold, as far as I'm aware. And I didn't actually get these from a garden centre or anything like that. I literally got them off Lidl, which is just, a normal supermarket. And I think I got this one for £5. And the others at a very similar price. I bought a blueberry bush that was £20 from a proper garden centre and it died, literally. I don't know why. I treated them exactly the same way as this. I have a theory on what it could be, because I had a cherry tree I grew in the spring and I got that one in the spring as well, and they both died. So I'm thinking, since these ones were planted in autumn, maybe giving them that extra time and to overwinter sort of makes a difference. That is the only thing I can come up with for now. This one over here is, I think, a good 3 years old since I bought it. I'm assuming it was a bit more mature than the other two I bought a season later, just because they're flowering quite a bit less and some of them aren't really flowering much at all yet. However, these two are definitely making progress, because last year I think I got 4 blueberries of this one and like maybe 10 blueberries of that one. So it wasn't great, but they're definitely improving now. You can already see all these little flowers coming up here, some already opened. So they're doing much better, making progress, and that's what counts. But this one over here is the absolute beauty. She gives so many flowers, like it's crazy, and they look so beautiful. They're like a beautiful bell shape, and I'll do a video shortly on how to pollinate them as well, in case pollination rates aren't very high because you don't have many bees or whatever. So I'll make sure to also show you when I harvest these, and we'll see sort of how many blueberries we can harvest this season. This is how they looked last year when they started to change colour. Now, moving into the greenhouse, not much going on yet, because most of the summer crops that I'm growing in here are still sort of getting going. But it's warm enough today to get some ventilation going so it doesn't overheat in here. So I've just started prepping for my tomatoes that I'm going to try grow them outside this year, probably along the wall there, moving the blueberries around, just because when I grew them here and here the other years, they just didn't do well. I don't know if they overheated or what happened, but their leaves just curled and they barely gave any tomatoes and foliage wasn't looking good. So we'll try them outside today and I'll let you know how it goes. Also, I've seen these little borage seedlings that have popped up. Oh look, there's some more that came back there from last year that I sowed, and I think since I won't have enough space to put them in the greenhouse this year, I'll probably dig them up and put them elsewhere in the garden. So we might be able to get that done today as well. Then on the table, nothing too special. We got some nice leeks growing here. I'm waiting till they're about pencil thickness, and then we'll get them planted out in the bed. There where the spring onions are right now. Hopefully they'll work in between, otherwise we'll have to do one of those quick sow to harvest crops in between. Then we got some chamomile here. This is the chamomile I've sowed about 2 months ago, and compared to the one that's outside, sort of directly sown from the mother plants from last year, these are really small compared to that, but it's definitely a good way to start off, and then next year you'll get much bigger plants as well. Now I'm also just bringing in actually out and then back into the greenhouse some chili peppers I got there, and also some basil I started off. I'm still trying to sort of harden them off to the outdoors now. So these guys, I let them germinate indoors so they just have a bit of a speedier germination and not too much temperature fluctuation. And then these guys I bought from the garden centre because I wasn't actually planning on growing them this year. And then, you know, when the gardener goes to the garden centre, you get carried away sometimes. So, and I just couldn't resist getting these beautiful babies here. Then some more babies I'm bringing out. These are tomatoes. And again, this wasn't a very expected growth for this year, but I couldn't help myself, of course. And also, a lovely friend of mine has given me some free tomato plants, and obviously I couldn't resist. We have Moneymaker, 2 of those, and then also some tumbling red tomatoes over here. And I'm going to get them repotted into some bigger pots, probably today, I think. Then over here, These I think are sort of my top two favorite varieties. That is Sun Gold. Absolutely lovely, sweet cherry tomatoes do so well. And then also Sweet Million, another really great variety. For all of the seedlings I grew here, I used the same seedling mix that I made myself over here. I'll put a video link in the description to show you how I made it, and that you stop wasting, unnecessary money on very expensive mixes that, sometimes have lots of chemicals and stuff in. If you make it yourself, if you can, it's a really cool choice. Then inside my room are my little cucumbers. And there's a little bit of an experiment going on here. Keep your eyes out for a video coming on that soon. And once they're up, we'll bring them outside in the greenhouse too. Now, last but not least, I bought some little garden names and little decoration to go and add to the garden. So firstly, we got this little guy. I find him so cute with his little shovel. It's like my little helper. I'm not really sure where to put them, so let's figure it out. Maybe somewhere here near the front, maybe like in front of the chives or something. Like that. I don't think that looks too shabby. Then let's go and get the other guys. Then we have this lovely looking one. Maybe she'll like to go and water some of these flowers. Then we got this little guy over here, this little sunflower. Where should we put that one? Maybe I'll like it somewhere by the corn to add a little bit of hope. What about there? There we go. And of course, this cutie with a little birdhouse. Maybe right over here for now. Just a bit of a thing. We do get some strong northeast winds here in England. So hopefully these guys won't, fly away. I'll try and secure them a bit more in the ground later on, or I might even need to consider bringing them in if a storm does threaten. Like this greenhouse, after the first year we had it, sort of the first winter that came, and it was completely blown away. We found parts of the roof and sort of the panels and everything on top of the motorhome, in other neighbours' gardens. Some we didn't find at all, and it just felt too much of a shame to go and sort of buy a new greenhouse just after one season. And even the metal and stuff, it completely bent, and it's never really been the same again. So we make shift a little bit, like by adding this sort of wooden panel. We put some bricks on top of it, and we sort of keep it shut on the door, so that we found out if the door doesn't blow away, the rest of the greenhouse shouldn't either. And we also added quite a lot of bamboo sticks. I think they blew away now as well, but if you look over here, to just kind of sort of hold it together. I don't really know, but it seems to have done the trick. The greenhouse hasn't blown away for the last 2 years now, so hopefully. So this was all for the garden spring tour of 2026. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like if you have, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future videos coming. So thank you for joining us, and see you next time. Perfect time to end as well, because it just started raining.